if you are new, welcome to my channel. Today is going to be a pretty juicy story time, but before we get into it, I did want to talk about this locket that I always wear. I've been getting a lot of questions about it, even after when I first talked about it, of like where I got it and yada 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 yada. So I did just kind of want to let you guys know I did get it from Lock, and it is a locket company. They do the pictures for you, so you just like upload the pictures onto their website, and then whenever you receive it, it comes not just like with the locket, it comes with your photos in it, which I love. And of course I do have a promo for you guys, so if you do use Deargreyson at checkout, you do get 10% off. Plus they are having a Cyber Monday sale, and you could get a total of 60% off. And again, it is already cheap, so it's like a major steal. So if you guys are interested in that, I just want to let you know there's going to be more information about that right down in the description box. And let's just get on with the story time. Today's video is about me and Patrick getting married. We are officially married as a classic Vegas wedding, which I'm sure you guys have heard about, and our experience doing that, and it's not really a good one, so we're just gonna hop right into it. So I do want to first start off, for anybody that is new to my channel, my name is Alex, and my now husband, that sounds so freaking weird, my husband's name is Patrick, and we've known each other since middle school, and then we got pregnant super duper early at 17, and then we are expecting our second one now at 19. I am now 20 and Patrick is still 19. Just to clear it up, I am not a huge wedding person. I was not the girl that like grew up and dreamed about her dream wedding and my dress and everything like that. Weddings have never been important to me, and the same goes for Patrick, which I'm really happy about, because I would hate if like my husband like really wanted a huge wedding, and of course I would feel guilty into doing it. So I'm really glad that we had like the same views on it, and I'm not bashing anybody that wants a huge wedding. That's perfectly fine. Of course, that's how you celebrate your love and how you want to do your commitment. In our eyes, personally, having a huge wedding doesn't mean that you love that person anymore, and it's just really stressful. Still definitely plan on having another wedding that is a little bit bigger than obviously a Vegas wedding and getting married in a courthouse, but it's just, weddings just don't mean a lot to us. Like, I just want to put that out there, so I don't want anybody to feel bad for like our experience or anything like that, because it was something more so that we laughed at rather than like we're really upset about and like, oh my god, that's our memory of it. Because regardless, we still love each other the same. We're still committed to each other, and we still got married. So I just want to put that out there before people are like, oh my god, I feel so bad or anything like that. You don't have to feel bad. We are perfectly content with the wedding that we had. But let's get into it. So I'm gonna start from the beginning, okay, in case anybody's confused. But we had planned on eloping. We were either gonna get married in Oregon, because I wanted like a foresty, naturey wedding. Again, just between us, just to be me, him, and the baby, and maybe some like close friends and family. And then we ended up pregnant, which you guys know that we did plan. However, I just thought that we were gonna get pregnant in like 6 months. I didn't think the first month, boom, right out the bat, we were gonna get pregnant. But that's what happened. So I was like, well, shit. I still planned on having the wedding because I didn't think I was gonna be as big as what I am now, even though I know second pregnancies, you do get bigger. But I just thought it wouldn't be as big. I didn't want a baby bump at my wedding personally. I really don't know why. I love being pregnant. I feel the most beautiful while being pregnant, so you would think that I would want to be pregnant during my wedding. I just don't. I don't know. I'd rather have my second son be involved in the wedding and be like a little flower boy or whatever. Even if Grayson has to stroll him in like a wagon down the aisle, that's kind of what I wanted to go for. With all that being said, we decided to cancel it entirely, which wasn't really a big deal because again, nobody was really invited and it was a very last minute thing, and we didn't really care. But we still wanted to get married this year just because we want to get married on November 21st, which is our original anniversary date, and I just want to keep that anniversary date. It means so much to us, and I just wanted to keep it. I wanted it to be our wedding day as well. So we decided that we were going to do a courthouse wedding. We live in Las Vegas. You don't hear a lot of good things about Vegas weddings, and there is a reason for it, because a lot of people don't really care about love and, you know, all that gushy shit. They just want to make money because they know there's drunk people partying in Las Vegas that just want to go get married and they want to make a buck off of you. And so a lot of places pretty shady. And I wanted to stay clear from those places, and I just wanted to get married at the courthouse, which you can do. But first you get your marriage license, and then you go pay, which is $77. They literally call it a 15-minute wedding. You wait in line for 5 minutes, you pay, and then you get 5 minutes in there to take pictures and stuff like that, and then you have a 5-minute ceremony of like the basic, like, I don't know what they're called, but they're like those basic vows, like, do you take this woman, blah, 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 I do, I do, I do, you know what I mean? So it was that, and I was like, that's perfect, that's exactly what we want. We're gonna take our baby, and we were gonna get a random witness, and that was the plan. And the thing with that is you can only do it as a walk-in. You cannot set an appointment up or anything like that. I called a bazillion times because I still wanted to do a video for it for you guys and for my family that I obviously didn't invite, which we literally invited no family, no friends. It was me, Patrick, and the baby. And that was really, really hard telling our family and friends. A lot of people were not too pleased about that on both sides of our family, and I completely understand, but I didn't want to give in to what I wanted for my wedding. This was my wedding. I wanted it me, my husband, and my baby. I didn't want family members there. I wanted to do another wedding for that. I didn't want that to be this wedding. Pissed off a couple people, that's all I'm gonna say. Found out that you couldn't get just like a random witness, you would have to pay for a witness, so we decided that the photographer that I hired would be the witness because he didn't mind. And yeah, it was gonna work out, and that was the plan. And then I got fraud on my account again. I don't know if you guys heard about my last fraud incident, but I need to quit paying at the pump. Just like to let you guys know, do not pay at the pump for gas because you will get a fraud case on your hands. Not the point. I got fraud on my account. They took out literally all of my money, guys. There was thousands of dollars. All of my money was gone in my account, in the negative. And then on top of that, your bank keeps charging every day that you are in the negative, they keep charging $36, or at least my bank does. And so it went even more in the negative, which was beautiful, guys. It was just beautiful. And I was like, great, because I still had to get Patrick's outfit, Grayson's outfit, because we were still going to dress the part of getting married. I didn't want to dip into my savings because getting married isn't like an emergency. I don't know, I just don't touch my savings literally for anything unless it's like a medical emergency. By the way, just to kind of clarify, I don't know if this is the same with every bank, but my bank personally takes about 10 days. They have to investigate the whole fraud case, and then they put the money back, and then they like undo all the charges. So I was still in the negative. It was still like building up and building up. So we had no money. We had no budget for the wedding anymore. But luckily I got paid on the 21st. So literally the day of our wedding I got paid, and I was like, that's fine, because since it is like walk-ins and stuff like that and it's so like laid back, it was fine. Keep in mind, I told you guys, I called the courthouse about 5 times to make sure I had all the correct information. They told me it closed at midnight because it's Vegas and it just made sense. And I remember asking like a million times because I wanted to make sure, since I knew that we were gonna have to do errands in the morning, that we would have all day to get married. So the 21st comes, and of course it didn't get reversed on the 21st. Like I hoped it would, and I got paid, so that was fine. But I got paid like later in that day. I got paid around 12. For some reason, it was taking a while for my direct deposit to go through. It was the day before Thanksgiving, which I don't think really played a huge part. I don't know why it took so long, but it took till 12, and I was like, oh my god, because what the plan was for the wedding, we were going to wake up really early in the morning, hopefully getting paid at 12 a.m. like I typically do. We were gonna go to Walmart, get whatever we had to get, and then once H&M opened up, Patrick was gonna get like his whole outfit, and then I just had to get like a slip because my wedding dress was completely see-through, because I got it online at Forever 21, of course, and it was completely see-through, so I had to get like an underslip for it. And so we were expecting to do all those errands like early in the morning, and then what we were gonna do, because at a courthouse wedding, at a Vegas wedding, you typically don't get to make your own vows, and that was something me and Patrick actually did really want to do. That part was important to us, so that way we could tell each other our love from our hearts, you know what I mean? Not something that was just like written. So we had planned to go to Mount Charleston, which is that foresty background that I wanted, and say our vows there, get the recording of it, do a photo shoot of like our wedding photo shoot, and then go right to the courthouse, get married, and and then like go out to like a big dinner, and that was our wedding day plan. And so since I didn't get paid until 12, we had to start our errands at 12. We weren't done until around 4, which it gets dark in Vegas now around 4, especially up in the mountains. It gets dark a little bit quicker. And so that whole thing was out of the picture. We were gonna have to do that another day, which I wasn't actually too mad about because I'm okay if we do our vows and like the photo shoot another day. I just wanted to make sure we got actually married on this day, so I wasn't really too upset about that, to be honest. So now the errands are done around 4. We are now getting full-blown ready, right? Makeup, hair, the whole 9 yards, we're doing it. So that takes about 2 hours. It is now 6 o'clock. We are ready to get married. So I had this weird gut feeling. I was like, watch the place be closed. And I don't know why I even thought that. I just had these weird gut feelings sometimes. And I was just like, just watch it be closed. And I was like, no, because I called them 5 times. They said midnight. I decided to call. And basically, to get your marriage license, that place is open till midnight. And that is what she meant when she was talking to me. The actual courthouse to get married was closed at 6, like the typical courthouse closes. So, that being said, we couldn't have our courthouse wedding. But again, wasn't actually really that stressed out because I was like, hey, we live in Vegas. This is literally the perfect opportunity. And we were making jokes like we should just get married by Elvis. We didn't. But I was like, okay, shit, I didn't make a backup plan because I just expected this to go to plan. And so I looked up a few things and I found this place called The Wedding Place. So we go in, I look at the venue and I'm like, oh my god, this is actually pretty cute. It's like a white background, my aesthetic, I'm feeling it. Okay, so we go and do that. We basically reserve it. It was a lot more pricier than, you know, $77, but I mean, most weddings are a couple grand, so I really wasn't tripping out. Money wasn't really an issue as far as getting married. That's not why we wanted to do like a quick wedding. It's just because we don't like the stress and we just didn't want a huge wedding. So we went there. Probably in total, the entire wedding probably cost us around $400. Basically, whenever we showed up, we told her like, yeah, we're getting married. She's like, okay, I'll call her and have her on her way. Getting the license took about 30 to 35 minutes. From there, I was like, it's been like close to an hour. Like, where does this bitch live? And she finally gets there. We're waiting in the lobby. So now it is about Greyson's nap time. And I don't know if you've ever had a toddler, especially a toddler close to being 2 years old. If they need to sleep and they're not sleeping, they're gonna be assholes. Like, that's just how it's gonna be. And so it is about time to get married. Right before she comes up, he wants to play with my bouquet. And I let him play with it because I was like, it's okay. Like, what is he gonna do? Oh, he's gonna fucking try to destroy it. That's what he's gonna do. And so I'm like, oh no, Greyson, no, don't do that. He's literally like banging my bouquet. And I'm like, no, because a family friend made it for us. It was absolutely gorgeous. And so I was like, no, don't bang it, don't bang it. I take it from him, and that was the end of it all. That was the end of it all. He starts screaming. He's throwing a full-blown tantrum, and I'm like, oh my god. I also forgot to mention this, but we had eaten literally right before we left, like a huge-ass meal. We all ate, and I need to make that a point because it's gonna come up, okay? This is when I'm gonna start getting heated because it gets really bad, guys. So he is now screaming on the floor, right? Full-blown tantrum. I'm trying to give him the bouquet back, like, just take it. It's the wedding day. I just need you to be calm because we have nobody to watch him because I wanted him to be in the wedding. And yeah, so I'm freaking out now. I don't want him screaming while she's doing the vows. And he doesn't want my bouquet anymore. He's just pissed off at me. So Patrick takes him outside trying to get cool air and see if that helps. It helped a little bit. He's still really pissy. He comes back in and the minister's here, okay? This is when it starts getting good, guys. This is when my blood pressure starts rising. She walks in, and I don't know, like, if she's the minister. She's not dressed any, like, certain way. And there was a lot of people coming in and out, like, getting married. And so she comes in, and I'm in a wedding dress with, like, you know, my little flower crown. You could tell I'm the bride. We made eye contact, doesn't say a word. I don't even know who the fuck she is. Then Greyson starts up with his tantrum again, right? Then she says to the receptionist, Oh, that's a hungry cry. He's hungry. They didn't feed him. Maybe she just thinks my kid's hungry, even though I know factually my kid is not hungry. It is his nap time. I didn't let him play with the bouquet. He's just pissed off. Like, he's a pissed off toddler right now. The screaming continues, and of course, we're trying to coddle him like, Grayson, calm down. It's okay, it's okay. She just keeps on making sly remarks, and she's not even trying to be quiet about it. It's not like she's like, hush, hush, like, oh my God, like, you know, like gossiping. She's just like, oh my God. Like, she's like, and it's a small room. Let me put that into your guys' head, okay? It's a small little lobby. She comes over and she's like, oh, you poor child. So the receptionist isn't really like playing into this like gossip. Like, she's just like, okay, like you need to marry them. Like, let's just like, you know, move it on. And she continues on, and she was like, God, you would think that they would know his hungry cry by now. They don't know that his hungry cry. And that pissed me off, because that is a thing, like toddlers, babies in general, as a mother, you kind of know what cry means what. You know, like that cry is just like a tantrum cry of like, I just want this, and another cry for I'm tired, or you know, like I'm hungry cry, like, or I'm hurt cry. There's different cries that your kid gives off, and maybe that's not every kid, but just as a mom, I know my kids' cries, okay? The thing came out of my vagina. I know that thing like the back of my hand. He's tired, he's not going to sleep, and he wanted my fucking bouquet. He's just pissed off, and I'm not saying anything. She's marrying us. Like, I know she's the minister, even though she still hasn't introduced herself. She still hasn't said like, hey, I'm the minister, I'm gonna marry you guys, congratulations, or anything like that. So then the other lady goes in and she grabs some fruit snacks and comes back out, and she was like, oh, here, like, would he like some fruit snacks? And I'm like, oh yeah, sure, we could see if that helps. Of course, instantly shuts up. And then the minister goes, see, I knew he was hungry. You guys didn't feed him. You know, you guys really need to learn to bring snacks with you. If you feed him, he won't cry like that. And this is where I was pissed off. Fuck you. You don't know my kid. Any kid would shut the fuck up for a fruit snack. I would shut the fuck up for a fruit snack. Like, what are you talking about? Like, if you were to hand him an apple, he wouldn't have shut up. If you were to hand him some carrots, he wouldn't have shut up. It was because you gave him a fruit snack. Every kid loves fruit snacks, especially my kid. You would have given him a lollipop. He would have shut up. And I do have snacks, okay? That's just another thing. You don't know what the fuck is in my car. And so I'm just like, should I say anything? No, I'm not gonna say anything. So we go on, still doesn't say congratulations or like, hey, I'm your minister, nothing. She's like, just follow me. And so we go into the marriage room, and Grayson, of course, is quiet with his little snacks. And my photographer took all the pictures and all the videos, all that fun stuff. And while we were doing the vows, they aren't the typical vows that I kind of wanted, but it was okay because, again, I don't really care. But she goes on with the vows, and she is like almost rapping them. Like, you guys will see inside the video, she was saying them so fast, like she just wanted to get it over with. And it was like, I understand. And it's fine because, again, I want to tell you guys, we don't care too much about like our Vegas wedding. Like, this wasn't supposed to be the best day of my life. You know what I mean? Like, I knew going into this, it wasn't going to be super amazing. However, if your job is a minister and you do this for a living, there are people that do want that to be the best day of their life, and that this does mean a lot to them, like their actual wedding and everything like that. And for you to just half shot it like that, I get that you do it every day and you probably marry like 100 people. However, nobody forced you to go into this job. You could work anywhere else where you don't have to say the same things over and over again. So if you don't like your job, you simply don't have to do it. Like, you don't have to work there. Nobody's forcing you to do that. And that's what pisses me off. Like, if you're gonna have a job, have passion for it, especially something like this. Like, you could tell she was just doing it for the money. She was just like one of those people. And again, at this point, I was just like, whatever, I just wanna be married, okay? I just wanna get this over with. And then her phone goes off during the vows. Like, it was a little chime and it went off.
I knew the day that I met you.
I knew the day that I met you.
You were very special.
You were very special.
And thank you for finding.
I'm going to cut that out of the wedding. You guys will only see bits and pieces of this just because like the actual getting married wasn't the best. So you guys will see mainly our vows at the forest and like just like shots like that, because that's where we're basically gonna do a fake marriage out there. And that's where a lot of the scenes are gonna be when you guys see the video. But I was just hella pissed off. Like, at this point, like, you're not even professional enough to put your phone on silent. Like, if you do this, 10 times a day. You would think you would know to turn your phone off. I turned my phone off. My husband turned his phone off. The receptionist turned her phone off because I saw her do it. You're the minister. Like, you're one of the most important people doing this. Like, why did you not turn your phone off? We get done with it. And again, she makes another sly remark as we are exiting that we need to feed our kid. And I was done at that point, and I was like, no, we ate right before. He missed his nap, he's tired, and he wanted to play with my bouquet and couldn't play with my bouquet, and that's why he's pissed. I do know my kid like the back of my hand. I do know his cry. That wasn't his I'm hungry cry. That was my I'm pissed off, Mom. I'm gonna keep being pissed off until I go to sleep cry. And he's not gonna go to sleep in a wedding chapel. He's just not. Like, I know my kid. He doesn't just fall asleep anywhere. He's gonna have to fall asleep either in the car, on the way home, or at his home in his bed. So now it is pretty late out. It's about 10 o'clock at night. And we have to go and finish like the payments. And then the receptionist tells us that there is a mandatory tip for the minister, which I was really pissed off. Tips should not be mandatory. I have worked in the food industry. I know that a lot of waitresses and a lot of just like people in customer service survive off of tips. I completely understand that. I've been there. I've been there. But I do not think tips should ever be mandatory. I do think that you should be smart with your tips and understand that that is their living. However, I do feel like you should work for your tips. If you know going into this that tips are gonna be your living, then you should work for that tip, you know what I mean? I always gave my best customer service and my full, basically like presentation. When you're a server, you give a presentation. I was really mad. It was the minimum of a $20 tip all the way up to $500, which is like ridiculous. That's more than the wedding. And so we gave her a $20 tip because fuck her. I would have stiffed her, to be honest. I have never ever stiffed somebody just working in customer service and just the tipping industry. Never stiffed anybody. I would have stiffed that bitch. I was so pissed off. You don't basically call me a bad parent. As we walk out, she was like, oh, they'll learn. Shit doesn't always go to plan. Your kid cannot make every single nap, but my kid, I will say, has never been starving for food where he is screaming like that. If he was starving for food, I would have left and got food and then come back and did the wedding. That was my experience getting married. I don't regret anything, and I don't wish I would have gone to like a different place or anything like that, just because I just don't care. It's a funny memory. Even though she was just out of line, it's funny, like whatever. What matters most is that I got married to the love of my life and I get to spend the rest of my life with him, and that's just crazy to me. I'm so happy that we are finally married. It's something that we've been wanting to do, but we've just been waiting for our anniversary, and I wouldn't have changed it any other way. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys have a great one, and bye guys.